cats on my lap. Nothing can go wrong with this cast anymore. We're done. Like I got my good luck charm on my lap. I'm awake, and I'm actually here before the game starts without eating stuff. And when are we getting a cat courier? I know, no. I can't make stuff in game. Anyways. Let's see if we load in this time. I will type in take 2. Still have event score not loading for now. Never mind, he loaded in. So we are going to be pausing the music. And we're going to be having game number 2 coming up right about now. The show weather, check it out now. Sorry, it happened in my head, so I have to sing it out loud. Anyways, here we go. Hello and welcome to game number 2 of this loser bracket match for the Russian Dota 2 League sponsored by Ritmix, and we are going to be seeing if Mouz Sports can force out a game number 3 or if RoX is going to make a 2-0 against Mouz Sports, and therefore are going to be the contestants for No Talenter for the next round. So before we continue on with the draft, let's just take a quick look at what things are looking like right now. This is the winners bracket, so we don't see neither RoX nor Mouz in that, apart from the place where they got dropped down. So we see that Mouz got dropped down by Empire, and Dignitas was the responsible target or responsible team for taking down RoX. By the way, the match between Empire and Dignitas has not been scheduled yet. Hopefully we'll find more about that soon. And this is going to be the way things are looking for Mouz Sports and for RoX. Because the winner of this match, there's only one place, only one team that can be up against No Talenter. And we're going to be finding out which one is going to be today. Because this is the losers bracket match that is going to be deciding that exact fact. We're not going to be seeing a Phantom Lancer again, a ban out for Mouz Sports, with the Wisp again banned out as well. Nyx now this time a ban for RoX, and that means that we're going to see either a Cuddle or a Bat Rider making it through, and maybe even both. I actually think both, purely so that RoX can at least get one of the two, and they actually don't do that. So they ban out the Bat Rider. We're going to be having the Cuddle picked up by Mouz Sports probably. They were doing okay for us, the Cuddle, in the previous game though. With the lifestealer able to target him real fast, and he just went down real easy. But let's see if they're going to be able to do the same thing again, as well, we might see something different from them. I mean, I just said it during the previous game as well. You know, they played super aggressive, really aggressive, and they were able to basically have 3 lanes for themselves for a single target solo heroes. And they were roaming with 2 people. Mouz Sports and successful as well. But that is something that is, you know, it will work once, twice, perhaps. But the team that you're up against, they'll now know what to expect. So they are going to be changing their game plan around as well. And I hope RoX is prepared for that. Otherwise, we're going to be seeing a quick 1-1 for Mouz Sports. But they are able to pick up the Magnus this game, the hero that got banned out in the previous game, with the Gyrocopter and the Darkseer going the way of RoX as well. And then Nature's Prophet again picked up by Mouz Sports. This time Shadow Demon alongside that one, with a lot of bans going through already. Again a Lone Druid and a Lifestealer ban, with on the other side the Rubik and the Undying and the Leshrac. So a couple of supports that I don't want to be seeing going on an aggressive trialing, because that's something that Gyrocopter would really profit from. We still have the Bane in the pool though. Gyrocopter goes very well together with the Bane. So perhaps I want to go for something like that, or the Vengeful Spirit. I mean, they need something still with a solid disable, I figure. And I actually, like, a Vengeful Spirit is actually nice, but they could have also benefited from an AoE stun, like a Split Earth again, or like a Light Strike Array. The Split Earth is of course already being banned out in the form of a Leshrac. But Alina wouldn't be all too bad, though Alina could also be picked up by Mouz Sports still if... well, I say that, but then I remembered that they already have got 2 supports, so it wouldn't be a good thing to have it, that one. So they ban out. Sorry, they pick up the puck. The ban for the RoX last was Queen of Pain. So the stronger counter against puck is not really a counter, but it's basically an even kind of lane, even kind of matchup. With the Queen of Pain, it's not going to be available anymore, but in theory we're going to see Magnus. I actually think we're going to see Magnus on the mid lane, and he's only going to be there to get his level 6 anyway, so he should be okay up against the puck as well. I don't think puck will be able to kill him off. And I don't think
10 seconds
he can kill off the puck either, though.
5 seconds remain.
And there's the Vengeful Spirit again.
Mouse Sports turn to pick.
And maybe they're going to even pick up Alina with that. I think that would be Lina would be a good pickup, but it really depends what they want to do with their lanes. Like Lina and Vengeful are quite a good roaming spirit. I read an interview.
5 seconds remaining.
But whose interview was it? Is the question. Like the question was, what hero do you prefer for roaming? And the Vengeful Spirit was the answer for solo roaming. Oh, it was the Ask Me Anything from Purge. And he said the Vengeful Spirit was the best one for solo roaming. No, it also were very good roaming hero for dual roaming with Alina, though. I kind of like that. And it worked out great last game. But please have it do it again. Alchemist! Mouse Sports taking their chances. A lot of mobility on that team as well, though. But a very safe trialing for the Alchemist. He should be able to get some freedom to get some farm with Nature's Prophet. And going on that hard lane again, probably going into the jungle when he finds out that he can't really stand on the hard lane, depending on what he's going to be up against. And the puck in the mid lane. And he is going to be the target, that's going to be the hero who should be buying time for the Alchemist to farm. He can do that, of course, together with the Nature's Prophet to just lay down somewhere and, you know, force everybody of RoX to come and defend, etc. You know what I mean. You do know what I mean. Let's see what RoX is going to pick up last. Is it going to be that Lina, or are they going to be going for something entirely different? Like, in theory, they have got the chance to also pick up a jungle hero if they really wanted to. With the Gyro and the Vengeful on the safe tri lane, or safe dual lane, that is. A Darkseer on the off lane, Magnus in the mid lane. But it really depends on what they want to be doing here. And basically, it's open for anything. And with being at the last pick, they could make it one of those bigger surprise picks with something entirely unorthodox, which could make it really fun as well. Though they can't really pick something that needs that much farm, because they can't really find that much farm unless it's going to be able to find farm in the jungle. But all 3 lanes are already taken, as in Darkseer, Gyro and Magnus. All 3 are going to be taken farm. I guess in theory Gyro could be still support and they could pick up another carry. But I don't think RoX is going to do that. And of course, maybe they're already knowing what they want to pick up, and then they're just taking their time to discuss where they're going to be laning what, and how they're going to be doing their game plan.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
And there's a Jakiro, so that's going to be their support. It is still going to be a follow-up disable after the magic missile, but it's going to be a bit more also oriented towards the vacuum and the Magnus RP, because Macropire, Dual Breath, Ice Path over that RP is a big damage dealer. And more importantly, like Teamfight in general, you're going to be able to just lay down a Macropire, and it's going to be very tough for Mouseport to fight around that, I think. But it really depends on how they're going to be playing it. And, I mean, teamfight wise, I would put RoX in favor purely because of the Magnus, but Mousesports definitely are not hopeless either. I mean, they've got that puck with the Dream Call, Waiting Rift. A lot of control in those teamfights. If he can get Solo out of the play before anything else, if he can get him if he can get him silenced, and if he just totally loses his flow, etc., goes down. I mean, that can make it big. That can be a big team fight for Mousesports. But let's see how things are going to be going. We're going to be solo up against the Magnus, so he's going to be taking that towards the mid lane. Dread once again up on the Darkseer. Vanscore is going to be playing the Vengeful Spirit for the 2nd time in a row, and Basil's is going to be playing the Gyrocopter. And the last but not least is going to be Yol. He is going to be playing the Jakiro for RoX. And then we're going to be seeing the Triumph being nuked down. Well, that's fine. This time, no quick rotation for RoX to go into the jungle. I mean, they know right now that Mouzeport knows what can happen if they underestimate that. We're gonna see Alex again up on the Keeper of Light, just like last game. It will be Black on the Alchemist. No surprises there. With Past playing the Shadow Demon. Wow, almost the Shadow Shaman there. And Quick Fire on the Nature's Prophet once again. That will leave the mid lane for Fada on his puck. We're gonna be seeing a safe Trilon on the top.
The battle begins.
And Dread, actually, they might be trying to rotate here. Unless Dread thinks he can't do anything on that bottom lane anyway, which I kinda agree with. I mean, what can he really do on that bottom lane? He can get disrupted and illuminated and then stunned up by Black. That's what he can do. I mean, combination-wise, it is kind of nice for Mouzeport, the thing that they have right now, because they can just disrupt someone. Black can charge up a stun, so he gets some free ticks, like he can already charge it up, and he doesn't really have to risk stunning himself, because he can still have a pretty long charge up by the time that the disruption comes out. And of course the disruption will also be able to set up for a good illuminate if the timing is proper from Alex, which we're gonna assume that it is, because of course these players are professionals.
I'm out.
Wow. Over enthusiastic face shift, but oh well. I don't think, like, in theory, neither of these two should be dying, but we already see Solo getting arrested quite a bit, and he doesn't have enough money yet for his bottle, so he's gonna be quite on a bit low life here for a while. But then again, Fada, he is not gonna be trying to go for anything too big right now, because he also could die if he overextends. But we'll find out anyways. Top lane is gonna be Koifa still sitting around there. Kind of think that he will be roaming, as we're gonna see Vanscore finding him. He's gonna be able to block and maybe find a stun there. Nah, nobody's gonna be able to come in time. And Basil is not coming, and Joel is not coming, so he's just gonna be able to be left alone with his harassment. Pops another clarity because he can. And I think we're seeing RoX playing a lot more safe than previous game. I'm gonna be saying safe, not careful, because they're not playing careful. Like last game, it felt like they had a plan. They executed it, and it worked. Great. This game, they also have a plan. It doesn't involve level 1 ganks, unfortunately for us, I guess. But they're executing it as well. The same thing goes for Black, of course. I mean, or for Black, for Mouzeport, as they have also got a plan. Well, RoX, a lot of pushing power coming in towards the top lane. I actually think they will be able to take this tower. Shell's gonna burn a bit of the trios. Creepwave is gonna be going towards the tower still, and Nature's Prophet has to be careful. One stun and he is gone for, and he knows that. And Vanscore is gonna be standing right there if he comes too close. But this is 4 heroes from RoX banging on the tier 1, and nothing really that can be done by Mouz against it. In the meantime, Solo waiting for his level 6 so that he can maybe join his team.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This will be a tower. I mean, they don't really have that hard pushing heroes, I guess. But they're still able to push fairly hard with this. I mean, the hardest pushing heroes, I guess, is the Liquid Fire, which is not expected, and Dread with his Iron Shell.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Maybe Flak Cannon a bit as well, I guess. Yeah, Flak Cannon would help. For sure. But that is a nice goal advantage. Mouzeport, though, they don't want to be behind, so they are trying to harass their own tier 1 as well. At the same time, should be able to get it, unless RoX is going to say, you know, no, we are going to be taking your towers, we're not going to be taking ours, so we're going to defend this. But I don't think they are. I don't think they are going to defend it as much anyway, because Dread does TP. He's got Iron Shells. The question is it going to be enough? It's going to be one Iron Shell that goes up, at least lures the creep waves away. And it's actually enough for now. But the next creep wave already coming in. They should be able to take this tower. Dread knows that too. Maybe you can try to get a deny, and it's the only thing. Illuminate still hits up on Dread as well. But the deny is not going to be there. He just has to watch and let it burn, let it burn. Level 5 up on Solo. We see him sitting at 18 for 2, 19 for 3 up on Fada, so very even. So we've got him also level 5. Both of them almost level 6, and we are gonna see a change in pace in that when that happens. I think mostly upon RoX though. I mean, that RP is just there. Of course, I mean, he doesn't really have enough mana yet. Well, maybe with the next bottle he has for an RP, he has it right now because he has got the mana. But he, you know, you want to be able to get your whole combination going, and now you don't have it anymore because he just uses Shockwave. But in theory, you want to be able to skewer in, you get yourself a good, nice RP, you get a Shockwave over the top on everybody that you grabbed. And then you were okay with being out of mana, even though of course you rather would have enough mana to do the whole thing again, as in to at least skewer and Shockwave again. But you know, in theory you want to at least be able to get at least 3 spells, and maybe he's going to be able to pick up mana boots as a first item. It really depends on what kind of priority he's going to be getting. Like sometimes we even see Blink Dagger first, the Blink Dagger first Magnuses, which could really work out as well.
Radiant's bottom.
Just to you know, skip the skewer basically, and you just make sure that you go in with a full mana pool every time. And a shame for him that Alex is on the wrong team then. So Alex is of course the mana battery. Going for a different build than he went last time. He actually went for 2 in Chakra Magic and 1 in Illuminate previous game, but since he is not going to get harassed, and since he's not going to be forced to fight, which in the previous game was the case, he might as well get level 2 and Illuminate first to just help clear out the creep waves. We're going to be seeing Black with the Hand of Midas. It's of course Black. We can compare him to the Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter is a bit higher on last. It's 38 for 9, now 39 for 9, with Black sitting on 32 for 0, but with this Goblin's Greed at level 3, he's actually pulling ahead. And take a look at that net worth. It is quite a big difference. If you're imagining that's only from Goblin's Greed, and of course the towers are even, then it's a pretty big difference indeed. It is. 4 heroes roaming middle for Mouz Sports. Let's see what they are going to be able to do with that. They don't have a smoke. Maybe it's just coincidence that they're here all together. We still have a first blood that's yet to be taken on the board. And Solo with an RP. Actually, they want to go for this. Illuminate is going to be also already charging up. Silence is there. No skewer. And Solo will be the first blood.
First blood. It shall be duly noted.
And that will be Solo taking a fall. No RP for him.
Middle tower
Silence was there. Disruption was on time, and the combination was just flawless. Just too much burst damage going through, and he couldn't do anything basically. Seemingly also not ready to have this happen. I mean, he's been sitting here on the mid lane for so long without really having to worry about anybody coming his way, and still having people missing from the map, but they were farming in the jungle, so you know, no worries there. That he kind of couldn't do anything there. And of course also, since it is the 6-minute mark, or it's past, basically when you are 6.5 minutes in, the wards normally are gonna be disappearing, so you have got a bit of extra free reign. Even though there are still, this is a new one, there are still wards up again for both teams now. But I mean, that's a good timing to go gank. So he's got Basil, 1600 gold for him. And maybe now with the RP, there we might see Solo just going for trying to go for force out of fight, but he is actually rotated bottom to be up against Black, and I think he's only gonna be here just to farm his Blink Dagger. So far no RP just yet, maybe until we have a Blink Dagger going, as it is gonna be Black that decides to farm into the jungle instead. Doesn't really want to be up against that Magnus because he doesn't want to get solo RP. It is never fun, even though I do think he will be able to survive through it, but you know, why risk it? Why risk it at all? If you can just farm inside that jungle. We've seen Yol taking some experience in the mid lane. I mean, he's only level 4. He's the lowest level in the game as of the supports. Now he just got himself level 5, spiking ahead for compared to the Vengeful Spirit and the Shadow Demon. Both of those of Mouz Sports and RoX are still level 4. So supports basically are even. We do have the experience graph in favor of Mouz though. Purely because of that first blood, mostly, I guess. But not just because of that, also because Basil's at some point, when he was pushing, he had to share a lot of experience with 4 people on the map, on the top lane, while Black, when he was pushing, he could do most of it by himself, and when he was helped, it was only up by 2 and up by 3, so get himself some extra experience. That's why we see him higher than the Gyrocopter right now. He's already got 1900 gold. Let's see if he's gonna go for a Radiance build, or if he wants to go for something different. So we have that in net worth. Gyrocopter still keeping up with that Alchemist, but he needs to be doing something, and that's why we see them all bottom. They're gonna be RPing him, and that's gonna be a kill. TPs are gonna go in though. It's gonna be too late for Black. Maybe they can do something still though. Shockwave going through, and that is going to be Fada going down as well. Here comes Alex, charging up and Illuminate, and this might be a double kill for him. Disruption actually saves the life of the... No, never mind, he's gonna go down anyways. He is gonna go down anyways. 3 deaths on the side of RoX, but they take down 2 important heroes. I mean, they only lost a solo mid and 2 supports for a solo mid and a hard carry. And that is a big win for RoX. And in the meantime, Gyrocopter just farming top, just trying to push down a tier 2 tower because he can. And a big help, by the way, was that Nature's Prophet's ultimate bouncing through. You saw how squishy those supports still were. That kind of helped with picking them off. And Mouz Sports at least getting some kills in return for that. Now the first 2 kills going for RoX, very important ones at that, as Black has decided to farm top instead. Gonna be pushing the gyro a bit out of the lane, perhaps. If he wants to, he can. He actually bought something though. What's he gonna buy? No. He must have more than this. We just saw him having zillions amounts of gold. Was this actually all he had? I guess it was. Well, pardon me then. 1500 gold. He lost a lot then from dying. Wow. And that's a hand of Midas up on Quakefire, by the way. As we are seeing Solo being taken down here. Yep. With Fada picking up the kill for that one. Dread trying to chase him down, but won't be having any luck. He can't really overextend him either because the kill potential is just too high. He might be able to go down as well. So he's building towards the mechanism. And gonna be coming in handy if his team indeed wants to try and go for some pushes, as we have got Joel change coming into the mid lane as well. Also takes the Shadow Poison because the Shadow Poison is apparently fun disruption. Soul Catcher up on Dread, but the TP comes in. Ice Path hits on Alex, and there's gonna be a follow-up stun for that. But there's gonna be a Waning Rift from Puck, who's taking a dual breath, but they can't really go in. Not enough shutdown anymore. Now they could go in. The question is, I don't think Solo is gonna be in time for that. The Surge is up on there, but he won't be able to get anything done. Now look at that, he's already down to half HP with just 1 Illuminate and 1 Orb. And it's gonna be Mouz Sports just retreating a bit. And they're gonna be just fine.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Slowly but steadily, this Gyro is gonna be able to pick up the tower. At some point, you shall get it. He's got himself the Yasha complete, picked himself up the Morbid Mass, so gonna go for a Helm of the Dominator with that one.
Nay, sir.
2100 gold up on the Alchemist, as we have a Puck denying the tier 2 tower that we saw being harassed here. But apparently it was not Dazzles that could finish that off. Unfortunately for him, he did such a long work for that one. But I guess tower is a tower, and they got now 2 towers while RoX only has got 1 tower down on their own side, so it's not too bad. And Solo is going to be picking up the DD rune. Still going to be building towards his Blink Dagger. But he is like normally you don't only get that with farm. No, you get that with every time you RP, you get a kill. But since he RP'd, he actually died 3 times already. So apparently he wants to take it a bit more safe and just farms in the creeps. But that's gonna take a long time. Farming out that Blink Dagger right now. Especially since he has to share the farm with his carry, of course, as we have got another push coming off from Mouz. They want to try to take this tier 1 tower. There will be a Macro Pyre waiting for them if they do. But a dual breath will be enough for now as well. Shockwave as well. That's going to be some nice farm for Solo. And going if I just continue to farm. We're not going to see too much of him. Unless it's going to be Mouz Sports trying to force out a fight, even though I don't think they will. Not until the Alchemist is very farmed. So as long as Mouz Sports hold on, they're going to be having Fada free farm, they're going to be having Black free farm, and RoX is not going to be able to get a foot in the door, even though they really want to, because they got that LP, they want to be able to use it. But look at that Illuminate, already harassing so much. You wouldn't say it got nerfed at all. And the mechanism being built up by Alex. And only 800 gold to go before the mechanism is ready upon Dread. 700 actually. 3 euros mid for RoX, but they still can't go in. They have to wait for that Blink Dagger. And Solo, he can't really risk his life right now, because if he is gonna be risking his life right now for kill, for that RP, it is, I mean, it's not worth losing your saved up money for that. So they're gonna be he's gonna be playing it safe until he has got that gold, and he is very close. And talking about blink daggers, by the way, Fada actually has one in the stash, but having one at all is always nice. And be able to be even more mobile, even though he's already been so mobile during this game without that blink. The tower is gonna be put in a deny range soon, actually. Yep, deny range there. Let's see if they can get a deny off, though. Yes, they can. You're getting it in.
Has been denied.
Nice job. So that's a deny for a deny, by the way. So it's all good for RoX to have their top tier 2 tower that they wanted to take down, getting denied, because now the denies are actually even, and it's not that big of a loss anymore. And there, with that, yeah, there's the blink dagger. Happy time for the Magnus. Now we only need to see how he can put it into work, because, you know, it's kind of mandatory. Basil's having his Helm of the Dominator, 1200 gold for him. I have to say, is still bravely keeping up with Black, which is quite a feat, because Black is he is gonna be the alchemist, so he has Goblin's Greed, so his last hits is just you know, meaning a lot more in terms of the gold. And 2, he is an alchemist. He's Black, that is. He's Black. And Black is one of the best carries in Europe at the moment. And 3, Hand of Midas versus no Hand of Midas, and then still able to keep your head up is pretty decent indeed. Even though Black, of course, did die once, so that kind of shut him down a bit. Otherwise, he would be a bit further ahead. And Black actually picked himself the Shadow Blade, like I just said. So already having also a setup to maybe going aggressive fairly early on. Because you can, of course, charge up that stun and then just go for someone, but they'll require Mouz to actually start fighting quite soon. But maybe they're going to be anticipating up on RoX' lineup, and that they think that RoX will be fighting very soon. And they're going to be having to have Black with their forced to be there in the team fight, because they can't really afford to lose team fights right now. In a lowish kill game, let's say lowish, but it's still 7 kills in 15 minutes. It's not even too bad, but in a lowish kill game, all the kills that you do get mean just a lot more. So if there's gonna be fights, then Black needs to be there, especially if that they just need to be there. It needs to be able to help his team, and it's actually gonna be Mouz that's gathering on the bottom lane. Or at least I thought when Alex was roaming there, but Alex just gonna go back and forth, place the ward, and it's gonna be a it's gonna be Black that's gonna be running away. Going up for stun, and they're like, oh wow, they're gonna go for that AoE stun up on Solo. He's gonna get silenced, can't get his RP up anymore, gonna be taken down. Yul can't do anything either, and he will be dropping down. But no, not just yet. Cooldown coming down, Yul running for his life. Vacuum back in with Black. Ice Path hits as well, and Black now on the run for his life, but he is invisible. Yul still goes down. Quite TP'd into the back of that as Basil's gonna run for his life. He's gonna have a stun coming off on his face as well, and will be going down. That is gonna be a pause, as that is gonna be 4 heroes down on the side of RoX, and that was just a big turnaround. That AoE stun from Alchemist was just brilliant, and then you also have, of course, the Waning Rift. Fada coming into the midst of all of that. They wanted to fight, they showed that they could fight, and they did, and they won. And they didn't even lose a single hero for that fight. Mechanism not even used, because Dread couldn't, he wasn't fast enough. He wasn't ready for that aggression from Mouz. I like it, fighting fire with fire. RoX the one to initiate, Mouz the one to be victorious, and they might even get a tier 2 tower off this, even though the creep wave is pretty far ahead, or pretty far away, but they might even get a tier 2 mid actually instead, since the creep wave is already pushing into that one. And there is the go again, and the story from Fada, so we're gonna see what Mouz is gonna be doing next. They might even try to go for Roshan, but at least get something in return for this fight. Roshan it is. That is the thing that they're gonna be getting in return. A good price to take home with them. And this is looking like the well, not really the opposite of previous game, as we saw more aggression in previous game from the team that was ahead. And Mouz, even though the aggression is there, it's not that much aggression. Vacuum up to the high ground doesn't work. Dread gonna be showing signs that he is there, though. Well, Shadow Poison not hitting anybody. Will he try to jump in? That's the question. I think he will. I don't see him. There's a disruption. There's a vision. The RP. And it's gonna be Magnus that picks up the Aegis. Skewer to the high ground. The Dread will already take a lot of damage. Mechanism will try to help out. He still goes down. They don't have any vision up on Black though. Cooldown coming down. Swap out. Doesn't matter. Rocket Barrage gonna try to kill off a couple of people. Able to get off quick. But Pass will be taking a fall as well as Alex. But at least there we go. It is gonna be a triple kill for Basil's. Ice Path misses Fada. Maybe that can still be something, but Fada blinks himself away. 3 kills on the side of Mousesports. Or 3 deaths on the side of Mousesports, I should say, and 2 deaths on the side of RoX, but so worth it. Brilliant RP. Perfect timing. But Black, he is gonna be taking his Aegis back. It is gonna be Solo that's gonna be having to pop it. Rocket Barrage still does some damage, but they're backing up again. Black kinda trying to help out. But they are having the Aegis pop, but it's not even too bad. I mean, you know, they went in having nothing. Brilliant RP coming off from Solo. Stealing the Aegis. Well, no, not even stealing. I mean, he just stood there, taking the last stitch for Rose, and then just, you know, I'll take this Aegis because it's on the floor anyway, and I'll just, you know, be on my way. And RoX with that, taking a large chunk of the map control back again. And yeah, nicely done, nicely done. They needed that. Otherwise, it would be one fight and it would be almost all over. But we have the Goldcraft taking a dive back again. Coming back towards the 5k after being a 7.5k. Oh, wait a second. Black gonna be stunning up the Gyro. No hope for him as also Quake Fight came and TP'd in there. Dread gonna be locked inside his Sprout. Can't get himself out and he is surrounded by 5 heroes of Mousesports. Everybody of Mousesports here on the top lane. As the disruption is gonna stop Black from stunning himself. Always nice to have teammates that look out for you.
Dire's top
The
tower
tier 1 tower is gonna be going down. There's the last tier 1 that was standing on the side of RoX.
fallen.
With the tier 1 getting harassed maybe a bit on the bottom lane, but Solo can't really do anything here by himself. As we have got some supports trying to get some extra levels there. We have got the gold going back towards the 2.5k with that kill.
Dire's top tower is under
Or
attack.
that kill on the tower, and of course the kill on both the Gyro and the Darks here. And the tier 2 actually might drop from this as well. Prophet Ultimate bouncing through. And the Treants, they're just doing their job though. And they are already getting the tower down very low. Won't be able to kill it off, but still next pull it will be going down as Nature's Prophet picks himself up a kill on the Jakiro. I'm not quite sure what he was doing there and why he was carrying a gem. But he was on the wrong side of the river and Mousesports made him pay. And that is gonna be them. Yeah, they want to go for this. Nature's Prophet also TPing in. They're gonna go for Solo. There we go. That is gonna be. Oh, that's so much damage going through though. 4k gold upon Black, and he is already doing such an immense amount of damage. It is quite
Dire's
insane.
bottom tower is under attack.
We're gonna be seeing them taking down the tier 2 tower as well, if RoX allows it, of course. Now look at the level difference. We actually have got a level 8 and level 9 on the supports upon RoX. And then both of the Shadow Blades are backing up. I'm not saying, I'm surprised. There's 2 Shadow Blades up on the side of Mousesports, and there is only 2 Sentry Wards up on the Vengeful. You kind of want to have dust in these kind of situations. Oh, there we go. He all has dust. He of course had a gem, but then he had dust after dying with the gem.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
RoX being a bit well, after that Roshan, like I said, they had some control back over the game, but they weren't able to do anything with it by the looks of it, and they still have got those 2 tier 1 towers to take down, of course, making a big difference, especially for the Roshan. And it feels like they're losing ground. That's my point. It feels like they're losing ground. 10k gold in favor of Mousesports, and Black, he is gonna be going out of control if he's not already, because he's only died once. He's been in 8 kills out of the 15. Now you would say like, okay, you know what, that's not that impressive, but being an alchemist it kind of means that, you know, you're fighting, you're ready to fight. You don't need to wait any longer, and it feels like Mouz is already at that point indeed to be ready, go for 5-man pushes, even though they can't really because the Magnus is there, so they'll just have to wait until RoX does it and then counter initiate. Or maybe bait something out first. But it feels like RoX isn't there yet. They need more, and they need more on this guy. On Basil's. He's got 1700 gold, picked himself up the BKB, but is still not going to be able to survive an assassination from Black.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
And that's going to be a tier 1 tower going down. Denied, however. So the denies are 1 up in favor of Mouz again, I guess. But it is still tier 1 tower. It is still a bit of Roche control for the next Roshan, maybe. And of course an important TP point which you gave up if you're on the side of Mouz. Ghost Scepter up on the Shadow Demon, able to survive against the Gyrocopter at some point. As we do have Farah going for the sheep stick. I mean, if there's like I just said, Gyro is going to be the one that's going to be doing the job for RoX to carry them, and if you can shut him down, then he will be of no issue. And more importantly, if you can shut down the Magnus before he RPs, even more so. Very good thing to see happening. We have the Vitality booster up on solo. Kind of curious what he wants with that. If it's just a casual Vitality booster to be able to survive all the harassment that comes from Mouse Sports, which wouldn't even be that bad because he has been dying quite a lot already, 5 times. So out of the 15 kills that Mouse Sport has, 1/3 is up on that Magnus.
Many hands make light work.
But it's still interesting to see that he goes for a Vitality booster. We'll find out though. We've seen more and more Magnuses going for BKBs lately. And maybe this is gonna be a Vanguard Magnus, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of different options. The casual Vitality booster I wouldn't count under one of the options though, but we'll find out. As Black has got himself a Desolator, has got 2100 gold already, again already. And Mouse Sports is just in a waiting mode right now. They're okay with waiting this out, like they have the better late game. If they can dodge that RP, which will be the biggest thing for them. RoX want to fight. Can't find the fight in the mid though. Gonna be forced to defend bottom first. Oh, Mouse Sports though, here they come. And there's gonna be a stun up on Basil's. Blink in and the silence as well. Run for your life, Basil's, while you can. It's actually Mouse Sports that back off at first. But a lot of harassment already gonna go down. And RoX placing a sentry ward. Waiting for something else to happen, but can't find it right now. Ooh.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Farah playing with fire.
Dire's top tower is falling.
Nice bath. No, he's already back. Never mind, he already blinked himself out. He's getting himself out of that place. Sentry wards and thingy standing. They catch each other. The Treants will do the job though. As we still have Mouse Sports and RoX, they're hanging around here. This is wasted time. Like, unless RoX is going to be able to get something with that. And of course they get the Ancient, so don't get me wrong. Like, they get something. But if RoX can't get more with this, this is a lot of wasted time for their team. And Black just realized he couldn't farm on the lane anymore. He is still just waiting. With the guy on his head being a little impatient. Now he can farm again. Now he knows it. Mouse Sports also just waiting around, both teams. Not wanting to be the first one to initiate. Normally the first one to initiate is the one that is not ahead. Purely because you can't really get your positioning 100% right when you run in like that. And there is a Vanguard indeed. So it is gonna be a Magnus Vanguard, purely so he can survive. It is quite unorthodox to see a Vanguard standing, or a Vanguard this, well, it's not really late in the game, I guess, but it's actually, yeah, it's fairly late, I'd say. It's an interesting item for him though, like, he needs that survivability. I don't blame him for it, and it's gonna be him that does that. That picks it up. Sentry ward able to pick up the ward on the high ground, but it doesn't pick up this one, I think. But the dire side should be able to see that one anyways. A radiant side, that is. I think these yeah, they should be scouting each other out if they get the vision right. Pings coming off constantly from Alex. And Gem of Truth of course helping out as well. Instantly they place the ward. They didn't walk fast and far enough to actually see that one as well. It's daytime, however. That must have been on the edge. This Black has already got 4,800 gold again. I mean, he is just farming out of his mind right now. And you know the thing is, okay, you've got a farmed Alchemist. That's great. But there's also a farmed Gyrocopter on the map. So, you know, you'd say it's even, but no. Because Nature's Prophet is farming as much as both of those as well. So he is basically that semi-carry that Mouse Sports needs him to be, and with that, spiking up ahead, I mean, there's nobody even close to having as much farm on the side of RoX, apart from the Gyrocopter. And even the Puck is still fairly high on that net worth, and only then does it drop down to go towards the supports and the other dire heroes. It's a very big difference there. In terms of gold. And we of course already saw that back on the net worth, and you know, the fact that it's still rising even though Mousesports hasn't been taking any towers or any fights for a while says enough. It says that even without getting that extra towers, they are getting ahead on the farm because purely they are shutting RoX down. RoX doesn't feel safe to farm nearly anywhere unless they are all 5 there.
Regeneration!
Ancients can be taken down again. They stack it first though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Here I am!
Middle tower. It's gonna be getting some late defense. Solo comes in though. Will help out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, this is a desperation rapier. This is a desperation rapier. And it's gonna be Basil's that is already revealing that he has it. Illuminate will fly through, doesn't reach Basil though. If he gets this Aegis, then might be a huge turnaround for RoX. He gets the Shadow Poison, and there goes the Aegis. He picks it up. Pass is gonna be there too late. It is gonna be the Pass that is gonna pop his Ghost Scepter. It's gonna take us so much damage from that. He still goes down. This is gonna be something that is needed for RoX. If they can take it with that, that would be immense. We see the Vengeful Spirit popping the Dream Coil. Ice Pad will try to help out, should be enough. But in the meantime, on the top lane, it is gonna be Koifa that's trying to split push. It is gonna be Solo that's gonna be running away for his life. We'll be able to do that in the meantime on the bottom lane, middle lane, whatever. Forest. It is Black picking up the Jakiro, Fada picking up the Vengeful, so still 2 supports dying. But that is a Gyrocopter with a Rapier and an Aegis. And Nature's Prophet still able to pick up the Magnus. We saw him starting that job. Apparently he was able to finish it. Quite surprising because it looked like he was going to be safe. And this Treant is in a one-man mission to kill off the rats. Never mind, he's dead. The bottom lane also getting some harassment. Black picking up an Assault Grass. And the Gyro, you need to see. Well, he can't really go in too far right now because he can't give up the Aegis, give up the Roshan that is. So it's gonna be him waiting for the Magnus to be back up again. I mean, we've seen this before, but this is actually a Gyro that has an Aegis and a BKB, something that we saw not on the previous time that we saw a real Desperation Rapier. And this is, I mean, you can class this as a Desperation Rapier. It's basically the last hope for RoX. If they lose this, it's over, and they know that too. So they're gonna be playing it fairly safe, I would say. Sentry ward just in case people come up with Shadow Blades. Look at Basil's being protected by so many. One from the front, one from the side. 2,500 gold in his inventory.
Run, buddy! Run!
Run, buddy! bloody run. But yeah, hey, they did pick up the Gem of True set in the meantime. I think it was, or did they pick up a new one? They picked up a new one. Because Keeper of Light still has his. So at least RoX picks up a new one. So if they now find Black, if they can shut him down, he will have no escape. You know, we knew that RoX was behind. It's no surprise, and it looked bad for them. I mean, the whole game, they haven't been really able to follow through on what their plan was, with their RPs not really being there, and you know, everything being shut down, and Mousesports just dominating the fights. So it makes sense, but it's still. It's a big thing that happened. Matasal will also up on Basil, so that will help also for him to stay alive. But having a rapier kind of also makes you play different because you have a rapier. You are the one that is that's by the way Rex down. But you are the one that is supposed to be staying alive and carry your team. But now you are the one that is not allowed to die. Under no circumstances are you allowed to die. So that puts a lot of pressure on you. As we do have yeah, the Rex down. That was of course courtesy of Koikfa with his Nature's Prophet, who had picked himself up a Monkey King bar. I mean, he's been farming massively, so no real surprise that he has got those big items up. Question is that Rapier gonna be having enough damage to actually take down the Alchemist? Because I have my doubts. Like, Alchemist is a pretty tanky guy. And we see drawing on the minimap.
Dire's bottom barracks are under
Don't
attack.
be distracted from your goal. Stick with your team. There's an RP to save you, as we have creeps bashing on the barracks. And basically, if you have got creeps bashing on your barracks and you're no longer there to defend it, that kind of gives away that you're smoking. But they back off. Mousesports is very safe right now.
Is under attack.
Oh yeah. I didn't actually point this out just yet. I mean, we saw rocket barrages, etc. But he hasn't actually skilled rocket barrage bar level 1. He is really going for stats, so he's really going for all-out damage right now with the physical damage, with the flak cannon.
Middle tower is under attack.
And just using the other two as
Radiant's bottom
utility
tower
items.
is under attack.
Tier 1 tower gonna be picked off. They need to TP back real
Radiant's
fast soon though,
bottom
because their
tower
tier 4
has
is gonna
fallen.
be aggressed here. And Mousesport's already sitting by because they're ready to take down something more. And
Dire's
everybody
middle
of
tower
RoX, they
is
actually
under
smoke
attack.
up. And they're gonna try to take, gonna try to come in from behind, but we see the map and they don't, so we see that they're not gonna be able to find anybody just
Dire's
yet.
middle tower is under attack.
Top lane is good. They're just sitting together so much. Like, it is gonna be one fight, probably. And it's gonna be, well, either it's gonna be one fight or it's gonna be multiple, depending on who is gonna be successful. But at this moment, even with the rapier, I'm thinking one fight. Because RoX, I mean, you know, great rapier, but the survivability against Black, not sure if that's there. And now even, look, how are you gonna get this guy down? He's got an Assault Grass, he's got himself a heart. He is Mr. Tank right now. You could call him Sir. And he is very, very hard to take down. And we see also, I mean, not even that alone. The level difference, 2 levels difference with the Alchemist, between the Alchemist and the Gyrocopter is already there. I mean, that's a big difference. That's also stats and stuff. And the Aegis is gone, so Mousesports were able to postpone it long enough so that they don't have to deal with Basils twice. And they can just kill him off once and then they have the rapier for themselves and they can take the game and the fight. But it is, I don't know. It's gonna be real tough. For RoX's sake, I hope it works out. Actually, I wouldn't mind if it doesn't work out because then we're gonna have a game 3. Because of course there's 1 game up for RoX so far. 25k gold there in disadvantage. And the rapier might be their way out. We have got the experience graph just going straight up. One drop down, but boom. Yeah, it happens. 2800 gold up on black. Wouldn't be surprised if he picks up something like a Ghost Scepter to at least be able to survive the flak cannon that will happen at some point. Look, if you can survive through the flak cannon and you then just walk up to the target and take him down, that will be very nicely as well. Nicely done. Survive through the BKB maybe even alone, that would be okay. And this is gonna be RoX having their Desperation Rapier being a bit, well, not wasted yet. But it's not really ideal for now. They're just in turtle mode right now, and Mouse Sports doesn't seem to be wanting to do anything without the Roshan. So we're gonna see RoX being forced to fight at Roshan, and that fight actually, I mean, if you look at it from a Soul Roche point of view, it wouldn't even be too bad for RoX, because they have got that RP. So they can just have the game go their way, perhaps? So we'll find out.
Double damage.
Double damage up on the puck.
Silence.
Wow. Ethereal Blade up on the puck. We already saw his Ghost Scepter, of course. Ethereal Blade is gonna be also able to be able to put Gyrocopter out of business. If you pop a if you pop Gyrocopter in the Ethereal Blade, he won't be able to do anything, and he can't hit. And the thing about him right now is that he should be hitting. But if he can't hit, then you know he's. And on the bright side, I guess he can't be hit either. You know? That's also something that you have to take into consideration. But he can still take Illuminates and Orbs and, you know, magic damage in general, which is gonna be hitting quite hard. Especially if there's also gonna be a Soul Catcher on there, perhaps. Just a minute before Roshan. Half a minute even. This is the one you should be looking at. You see it ticking forward. Tick, 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 tick. That's the clock. Anyways, gonna be a fight around that one, I think. We'll find out though. Magnus, after getting his Vanguard, not able to pick up anything anymore. He kind of can't because he needs to have buyback. Because if he dies before he can get his RP up, we haven't really seen a brilliant RP yet the entire game. And I have to say that's not because of solo. That's because of Mouse Sports and the way they've been playing it. Oh, Smoke is already gonna be popped off. Fada blinking himself away. That's gonna be RoX having their surprise ruined. Fada's gonna be able to back out though. Should be able to. Or is he? Oh, Black. They want to go in. Charging on the stun. Gonna hit up on Yule. So gonna be a follow-up. On the top lane, it is gonna be Koikfad. It's gonna be bashing on tier 4 towers. RoX needs to go back now. We're gonna see the rest of Black. We're gonna see Fada and Black trying to delay that from happening. Trying to delay from getting them there as we see the solo going for pass. It is gonna be Vengeful Spirit that still goes down. We're gonna follow the Aegis in this fight though. Colan gonna come down. They'll not be able to kill off pass. But the tier 4 gets defended for now. But they did lose their 2 supports for that. And that means that they can't go for Roshan. They're even going to be in fear of losing their last tier 3 tower. By the looks of it, Luminate's going to fly through. Nature's Prophet still coming in to take the last hit. Koikfa! Such a sneaky bastard he is. And Mouse Sports, they don't seem to care about Roshan. They have got this 3-man push right now. And the thing is, you can't kill off Black. You can't kill off Koikfa. And apparently they can't kill off the 3 in the mid either. And there's gonna be Basil being turned into a pink that Illuminate flies through. He still has his BKB. He is gonna be going for a Rocket Rush. There's gonna be an RP. It actually gets cancelled. Basil pops his BKB swap out. It is gonna be Black that still goes down. Can they do more Koikfa? He is sitting on those tier 4s again and Shadow Blades himself away. And this time it is still gonna be in time unless Dread can do something here. Actually, there they go, and they're gonna go for this as well. There's gonna be a score. It is gonna be Koikfa that will finally drop, but he buys back. And there's only 3 racks left standing, so it's half the racks gone. And I have to say, it's the most awkward fight ever.
Barracks are under attack.
But at least RoX, they still have 1 tier 4, 1 set of racks, and then a half one. But they were able to kill off Black and Koikfa, the highest 2 farmers up on Mouse Boards, but... this is gonna be a lot of burst damage. Dagon. Level 1 only though, but will be helping to take down Basils. We still have Roshan up, by the way. Nobody seems to care though. And Gyrocopter doesn't even have space anymore for it because, well, yeah, we would have to sell his he would actually have to sell his Helm of the Dominator, I guess. But he doesn't want to do that because it's his Helm of the Dominator will be giving him some lifesteal, gives him extra survivability. But then does he want to sell his face boots? That will make him slow, and he has to be able to move around, as you just saw. The moving around is going to be a big factor in this because he has to be able to walk from one lane to the other lane, and then to the one lane again, and then to the tier 4s again, and then to the one lane again. You know, it's gonna happen constantly. So he kind of needs his boots, unless they can take an actual team fight, which is something that Mouzsports seem to be definitely avoiding, I have to say. Roshan now finally gonna be taken down. We have got a basher up on black, by the way. In the meantime, he got that one. He's got 3600 gold again, so he can even go for an abyssal if he wants to. And Roshan apparently, never mind, Mouz doesn't want it. Mouz does not want to have it. Ghost Scepter's up on everybody. They're gonna try to get Quickfire again. Have to deal with that split pusher, but Quickfire is going to be able to walk himself away with the Shadow Blade, so he's out. He's also got himself a Daedalus, by the way, in 3900 gold because he can. 43 minutes in, and I have to say these heroes are very, 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 very farmed. Can even buy a Dagon level 2 already for Fada if he wants to. Smoke is still up on some. Fada knows exactly what they're doing. There's no wards up at the Roche pit, by the way. I don't know why I just got Roche out of there, but apparently something hurt him. For Roche. And the thing is, they just did see Roshan walking back, so they think they may be thinking about it, but everybody of RoX is already back inside their base again. Yeah, I can't nerf the buyback sound, it just happens. It's like when your game is ready, it's like BAM! Oh, Basils! Ooh, that is just... I mean, he didn't even use his Dagon. That was just an Ethereal Blade and an Orb. A lot of damage already. Maybe they can take down Fada though. The search is up there. They're trying to find him, but they won't be able to do Fada too fast. Oh, now they know that they have vision there. But they don't actually. But that's, I mean, this is... I mean, I guess because of the Desperation Rapier, he is able to hold on longer than he otherwise would. Mouzsports is feeling a bit hesitant to go in because they can't really give away too much. Like, the thing is about fights, it is great if they're going your way, but the later the fights go, the more of a price you'll pay for losing them. So Mouzsports, even though they are ahead by quite far because they've got 40k gold in their favor, you know, it's just 40k, who cares? 30k experience in their favor, but they, you know, they can't really lose a fight, because if they do it, they might lose more than just a fight, and that, they can't afford that right now, because Gyro, even with the Rapier, even with it being just a Desperation Rapier, is still a Gyrocopter with a Rapier. And that is painful. So Mouzsports once again recuperating. I guess, still, nobody wants cheese, nobody likes cheese. Roshan is being left alone. Quickfire. I'm trying to continue to split push. I mean, he's the one that will appear at this tier 4 when a base pushes in elsewhere to just take down the throne. That will happen at some point. Oh, that's gonna be Yol in a lot of trouble, but the blink away is there from Fada. And Yol able to just land another breath before he backs himself off. There goes the Roshan, finally. Aegis, nobody cares.
Immortality.
They're gonna leave the cheese. Oh, never mind. Supports! Important supports. Because there was no inventory space up on Black. He's got himself the Abyssal already. Doesn't even have a TP scroll. And he doesn't want to sell the Shadow Blade because it's actually been working out great for them. I mean, now there's a gem up. That's also nice. So Courier, fly, Fergie. He's able to fly. I mean, he has been able to just use that Shadow Blade constantly. Now there's a lot of sentry wards, or there were actually up on the side of RoX, but they all vanished. So that's gonna be okay. Question is, when is Mouse Sports gonna go in again? When is Fana gonna go in again? Because he's the one that's been going in. No, he's gonna go again. That's a Dagon. And an Illuminate! Nice snipe!
Really now? You should have seen that coming.
Well, it was going quite fast there, keeps the light. But that is gonna be the Jakiro dropping. I mean, that was something. That went down real fast. But that Gyro, he's got himself the Satanic as well, so an extra survivability. But there's so much shutdown. Like, his BKB is still 9 seconds, which is great. But there's gonna be, you know, there's gonna be a Hex. There's gonna be another Hex. There's gonna be an Abyssal Blade. And yeah, that helps. It shuts him down as well. Can't hit anything.
Courier has been killed.
And that's the Dyer's Courier finally going down. Frog. There it was. Going down. Swap. Black. Trouble. RP. Hits. And that is gonna be Black going down. It's gonna be a buyback straight away though. Fana is gonna be running for his life as well, as the Aegis got, or the Aegis, the BKB got popped for Basil, so he can't get himself in there anymore either. But Black, he was rich anyway. He still got 2,900 gold. He's doing fine. Puck actually got the cheese now, by the way. This is Dagon is level 3. Illuminates flying through. That's gonna be someone being turned into pick up from Mouse for a score. It's gonna be ending up on Quickfire. He's gonna try to go for Basil's Ice Path, helping out. There goes the Mount South. That's gonna be Quickfire going down. But he buys back straight away as well. Basil's Ego is gonna go down. No, Ethereal Blade helping him to stay alive. And it's gonna be not enough. Not enough. The Rapier on the floor. The Rapier on the floor. Why is no? There we go. Someone picked up the Rapier. It's gonna be the Puck, and that is gonna be the GG. And of course, that is gonna be the Ethereal Blade that did most of the damage there. It is gonna be a game number 3 that we're gonna see between Mouse Sports and RoX, with hopefully less turtling. Maybe. But I have to give it to RoX. Like, they were very far behind in the game. And they were still able to hold on for a very long period of time purely because of that Rapier. So I would say, like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This time it didn't. The Satanic not doing it enough. Anyways, let's jump ourselves into game number 3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back here in just a moment, and we'll be seeing who's gonna be taking that next loser bracket spots. Don't go anywhere.